I still like expensive gifts. Like, you know the girl that you got with.
Jamal knows the type of girl that he got with. Like, I like looking good and I like the luxury brands, the Fendis, the Gucci's. The next purchase that I want Jamal to get for me is a Prada bucket hat. Like, he knows the girl he got with. I'm a female.
You're my boyfriend. I expect for my boyfriend to look after me. Like, and that's just it. So,
hey guys, welcome back. I am actually going to today be talking about female entitlement and how it's actually destroying relationships today. Now, guys, we are going to be looking at Blue Therapy. It's a UK show whereby couples go there, they sit down with a therapist and they talk about some issues going on in their relationships. Now, I am not here to criticize the participants or the couples who've gone on this show. What I'm going to be doing is drawing on some of the themes that came out of these episodes and sessions, okay? Now, we're going to focus on the couple first, Deborah and Jamal. Now, Deborah is 24. This is her first relationship. And Jamal is 27. This is his fourth relationship. Deborah is heavily focused on gifts, and not just any gift. It tends to be expensive designer gifts. That's what she's expecting from her boyfriend Jamal. And they've been together for 1 year. And when I've worked with some women, I have seen the same themes that are coming out in this show around their ideas around entitlement and what a man must do and what their expectations are. And almost, let's just say, these unrealistic at times ideas about what a relationship is and the role of the man. Now, Deborah gives us a really great, I think, insight and example of this, where she has this idea that Jamal, at the age of 27, when he is grinding, trying to save for a home, build his businesses up, she has this idea that he is meant to be this male provider who is meant to spend his income, all of it, pretty much, on buying her expensive gifts. And she mentions the next gift that she's expecting is a Prada bucket hat. Now, this is a young lady who is also working. She has her own job. She has her own income. But the expectation is that Jamal will be this full-on provider, which I don't think, from what I've seen, Jamal is actually shying away from wanting to play that role. But what we are clearly seeing is that her emphasis is on, you need to give to me. You need to provide to me. You need to meet my expectations. I deserve this. I'm a princess. This is how my daddy's treated me.
like, I like to look good, and Jamal knows this. So it's just about keeping up, I think. I don't think he really keeps up as a man. I don't think I'm asking for too much to look. Do you not want me to look good?
Babe,
do you not want me to look good?
I would love you to look good, but I feel like I'm 27 right now and she's 24. So me, I'm looking at assets, I'm looking at builds, I'm thinking about building our future.
I don't think age's got to do anything with this.
Because I feel like you're just here for the fast life, you're here for the now, you're not thinking forward. Like, I'm doing the best for both of us, not just myself. Like, before I was saving for myself, but now you've come into the picture, I feel like I'm carrying the ship, driving the ship, literally being the ship.
When you're actually dating a man who is at that stage of his life, in his 20s, 27, he has not established himself in his career maybe, or where his business has really hit its stride. He's not yet there. And the idea that you can almost have this idea that he is going to be able to give you the lifestyle of someone who has an established business that is turning over hundreds of thousands, if not more, is ridiculous. And this is why, again and again, I see, not just with young people, but with even older adults, this sense of, and it's females particularly, who have this sense of, I deserve and I am entitled to this, and you need to do for me, and I'm going to take from you rather than give anything. And again, we see it here where Deborah kind of goes into this discussion about, you shouldn't have had a girlfriend if you haven't got the finances to keep up with me.
At the beginning, you were keeping up. You were buying me the gifts. You were taking me out. And now, all of a sudden, it's changed.
Every female in a relationship should be treated like a princess. And that is the standard that I have set, and that is the standard that we set as females. Any guy that can't take their girl out regularly, buy her gifts, and attend to her needs, you're not ready to be in a relationship. Take a break, decide what you want to do, get your money up, and then we go again.
So why do you have a girlfriend if you can't afford it? Is that what you're...
Whoa. This is your first relation. Don't do that.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong in some respect to enjoying designer items. There's nothing wrong with enjoying, a fine dining, nice meal here and there. What I have a problem with is the absolute ignorance to the fact that your boyfriend is trying to actually create a long-term vision for you or whoever that lady is that he hopefully, I guess, wants to marry and build a family with. He is in that space of casting a vision for his life that potentially includes you, that has a home that he's saving towards. He's trying to actually invest and put assets down. And rather than you actually think about how you both can work together and build something long-term together, this entitlement culture from women is what actually destroys any opportunities they seem to find, whereby a guy is saying, hey, listen, this is the vision I have. This is where I want to get to. And maybe we can do this together. Maybe we can build this up together and it can become something even better. But it's the female entitlement culture that exists today and has existed for many years now that has absolutely eroded the potential for many women. And I'm not saying all women, but many women to actually be able to contribute to the vision, contribute to actually having a relationship where you build together so that in the long term, you both end up where you're married and you have a home now and you can start a family and your business and his business and your fashion business is turning over a nice income. 5, 6, 7 years now, you're in a very different place. But because of this culture of having to live a high lifestyle of the wealthy and the rich before you can actually afford it, is where you place so much pressure on young men, older men, men in general, to provide at a level that they just cannot.
So being a provider, I provide for her, of course, but I feel like with her high expectations and the things that she expects from me, it's going above and beyond the person that I probably am.
Now, it's very hard and very emasculating to actually then be like, hey, look, if you can't afford it, maybe you need to just keep it moving, go and get your finances in order and come back to me. No, that's why as females, you destroy your own relationships. And I'm not speaking from a place of, I haven't done things in my own past that has absolutely, affected my relationships. But I'm speaking from a place of experience. Not that I was someone who was very entitled. No, actually, I wasn't. I really wasn't. I didn't ever really care about designer items and all of that stuff. That wasn't me. But I have definitely made some errors in my past relationships when it came to just understanding how relationships really work. And that's why on my channel, I talk all about healthy relationships. And I talk and share my experiences. I share the little bit of knowledge I learn along the way with people, with you and with my audience, because I really hope that actually, particularly in our culture, the Black culture, as you can see, I'm a Black lady. I really am hopeful that women will begin to wake up to see that actually they are often also destroying their homes, their relationships, because of their own entitlement and unrealistic expectations. And I think Deborah is just highlighted a really major issue that actually goes on in everyday relationships today. Women go into relationships with very unrealistic expectations, but also this kind of entitlement nature that is so off-putting to men that they end up losing men fast. And it's so painful to watch. And as you probably just saw in this episode, you can see how she really lays it on thick in terms of, I deserve this, I don't want to hear nothing else, you knew who I was. It's just this kind of arrogant I'm going to take. And down the line, I'll consider if there's anything I want to kind of contribute to this. Maybe when I'm married to you, if we get married.
I feel like in times like this, I feel like we should be elevating together. Like, this is the reason why we're actually in therapy right now, to actually...
Okay, so how would you like me to help you? I don't understand.
Do you even save? That's
Oh my gosh, we're not going to discuss about that. That's what we're not going to do. I don't want to talk about what my savings on TV, like, it's not that serious. The fact is, you're my boyfriend, and what I expect of you as my man is to provide for me at this present moment in time. Like I said, when we get married, if we get married, then we'll think about things that I need to do. But for now, you need to take us there.
Now, again, what kind of guy hearing that is going to really want to marry this lady? This is absolutely why so many relationships end up going down the drain, because you can't actually hear yourself and hear how selfish and spoilt and entitled you sound. And I'm not talking to Deborah specifically. I am talking to any lady who might resonate with some of the behavior that you might have seen in this clip, or actually during this whole episode. Now, one of the things that I want to also highlight around this culture of female entitlement is the fact that if you want a man who can give you that high lifestyle with all the riches and the wealth, you need to go for a man who is much older and established. You cannot try and date a young guy who's only 3 years older than you, who is still at the very day one of really building his businesses to an extent. Not to say that this is Jamal and he hasn't built his business for years. I don't know. But I'm just saying in general, if you're in your 27s, 28s, 29s, those are still, for many men, the early days of building a business and creating the kind of wealth that hopefully down the line you have envisioned for yourself. Now, as women, I would suggest, if you are so entitled and full of, I just want to take and be pampered and be loved on, you definitely need to go and get a guy who's a lot older than yourself. 27 versus 24 is not a large enough age gap. You want to be hitting towards the 42 to 48 and above. And I say that because you are actually looking for a daddy. You're not looking for a boyfriend. You're looking for a daddy to replace your own dad, who can supply and meet all your little needs as and when you cry and whimper. Deborah, in this case, has opted to go for a 27-year-old. Someone who probably knows her type of music, who's really into or knows a lot of the stuff that she knows at that stage. And unfortunately, you're having this challenge because you're seeing that actually this guy is struggling to keep up because he's in a grind season. And to be fair, that grind season doesn't just stop when you hit 30, 31, 36, 37, 38. No, he's going to be grinding for some years. And the difference is he is talking about the fact that he feels like you're anchoring him down, which means really he feels like you are holding him back from getting to where he wants to get to.
Obviously, me leading the finances, obviously, as I said, I'm the provider. I feel like Deborah can definitely do a bit more. Obviously, I feel like she's actually anchoring me rather than both lift or elevating together.
Well, when you get the house, then maybe I could do more. But for now, the house isn't here yet.
Oh, so you don't want to do nothing else?
So I will hold up my end of the, relationship. But at this present moment in time, it's up to you as a man to get us there. That's just my view.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Because you're not actually contributing and working alongside him to build something. You are taking resources, coins from his pocket. So he's very polite in how he approaches this. But the reality of this is, one, if you are a lady who is very entitled in your understanding of what a man should do and shouldn't do, and I am not against a man providing. That is not anything that I think is outside of a man's desire and nature, to be fair. But the difference and the thing that I am against is women who are so entitled and just want no part of the work that it takes to get to the established level where we've got wealth in abundance and we can enjoy all those things. I am so against those kind of women because they can actually destroy those men, the good men, the men who are trying to build with a woman, the men who are trying to say, listen, we could both get there a lot faster if we work together as a team. If we came together, shared the vision and put together our resources and finances, we could get there faster. And this is where so many women miss out on healthy relationships, on marriage opportunities, on actually the opportunity to really create immense wealth with a partner, with their spouse. But the reality of most healthy relationships is that actually women and men work together. And that's how they really create some great wealth. And even if that working together doesn't always mean that a woman is out in a 9-to-5 or she's running her own business, that woman is working with her man to achieve that long-term goal. This is a great example of how it starts so early in our homes because of the way we sometimes raise our children. If we don't teach our children delayed gratification, they can grow up to be women who go out in the world and literally have this attitude that anything I ask for must be given to me. I don't need to wait for it. And if I have to wait for it, I'm going to strip you of your manhood, because actually, what kind of man are you if you can't provide for me right now on the spot when I want it? And that is destroying relationships, in my opinion. So guys, comment below what you think is female entitlement destroying relationships today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to hit that like button and click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss another video each and every time I upload. Take care guys, and God bless. Bye.